let's do this, right? Got nothing else better to do. Boards look like crap. See if anybody comes in here. Yes, Daniel, you're always first. Hey, Daniel, if you go back to your all the times you put first in everybody's videos, I've put a thumbs down on that every time, just to mess with you. Oh, I'm glad, Kevin, you're not first, because that's kind of trendy, right? So I got a call from Right Lane today, and he's like, I want you to go live. And I'll call you, Right Lane, today, because again, I have nothing better to do. I think I have an errand to run either today or tomorrow, but beyond that, let's see. Just the truck with Big Tex. How are you? Top Flight Flatbed. Dice Man going live. What's up? Morning. It is morning. Red Monkey Trucking. What's up? Kevin and Ollie. Thomas. Hey now. Let's see. We got Adam, Matthew Gatton, TJ Jones. What's up? We got 14 people in here. All right. I don't know where Pale Rider's at, slacker. But, you know, now I guess there's a new trend in YouTube. I'm gonna show you guys. Here you go. Apparently, it is a trend to link up your cat's hairballs and tie them to the mirror. Not sure about that trend. Which is all right. I guess since there's no holiday to decorate for, black hairballs is it. Ratman Road, what's up? I think, guys, if you're paying attention to Ratman Road, I think he's lost. I think he's lost. He's talking about driving through flowers, and he's in Indiana and everything else. I think he's lost. Waiting for Barstow. Man, it's been like 6 years since I've been to Barstow, California. 7, actually. He's still sleeping off those pocket chips. Yeah, you know, you gotta do what you can, right? Got broccoli. So glum in the last live feed. You good, man. Always good info. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm all right, Adam. You know, I just had some bad news that last live feed, and I don't know. I've begun to hate live feeds here lately, and or myself during live feeds, but I guess there's an audience for them, and I want to make you guys happy. And so I'm doing my morning coffee. I got a delivery I got to do. We can't be on here for 3 hours like, you know, like everybody else. You know, there's only one person that can go live for more than an hour, and that's James Best. He's the only one that pulls that off. Everybody else, it's just a level of narcissism. And yes, I've been guilty of going over an hour too. Stu Manchu, you're going to Reno, Right Lane. Awesome. Mr. Best says morning. And here's the other thing. I went live because I figured James Best is going to go live today, because he's got a long wait time. He's dispatching himself just as good as I have. A lot of seat time without driving. But he has an excuse, like truck breakdowns and low cancellations. Me, I'm just not really great. But next week, we're going to get at it and tear things up. So I'll go to the big state of Texas, play around that there for a minute. So, what you gonna do in Reno there, right lane? And how good is the freight coming out of there, sir? But other than that, you know, it's interesting. I talked to one person, and you know, I'm thinking about the equipment. I talked to another person. I'm thinking about all these different moves I can make, and I'm finding that I'm standing in my own way. And there's arguments for everything, right? So I've been kind of preoccupied. Now, I had a whole vlog on the phone, and the way my video VidTrim app works, now in normal language, you read left to right, correct? And so when you go to paste videos together, the app likes to do right to left. And so I made this whole video not realizing that, and it was all discombobulated and is that the right word? It was all stupid. And I realized that, wow, I made just as much sense as, you know, Peterbilt 389 with air tabs on it, right? So I ditched the whole thing and just said, you know, screw it. So, Hail Rider, I love the broccoli video. What a way to wake up in the morning. Hail Rider T's finally in the house. Jeez. Roscoe can talk a dog off a meat wagon. Says right lane. Light Bright, what's up? Pale Rider is a trucker. He is. Pale Rider loves broccoli. Pale Rider loves broccoli. Oh man, I've got other videos in the work giving Pale Rider hell, so stay tuned. But they're all in this GoPro thing, this thing that I haven't uploaded a vlog from since 2018. But you guys are like, well, what's the title about, Steve? Hope and Fear. I should have titled it Attitude and Arrogance. You guys want me to get serious for a minute? Give me a thumbs up in the live chat if you want me to get serious for a minute. So it's not just a normal BS session. You got Bean the Cup? Awesome. Use your phone video. Adam, I've been doing the vlogs here lately with the phone. And that's why there's no driving footage with them. But I kind of miss having the driving footage in between me talking about stupid crap segments. But it's good to get the content out, I guess. But if the content's worthless, then what's the point, right? So I'm trying to, there's a couple of new YouTubers I'm watching that kind of have influenced me a little bit. And that's how you get a good ideas. If you guys want to like really get your YouTube going, take the channels that you really love and imitate them. But then come up with your own spin. Don't just like copycat it. Come up with your own spin. And don't just look at what they're doing, look at how they're doing it, and look at their analytics. What's causing their channel to be bigger than yours if you think that you're putting out the same content. I know that Provost's stop walks get imitated a lot. Well, why does Provost videos do better than the others? You know, you have to look at the reasons why and what he's doing different and that kind of thing. So, alerts, so make sure it's not anything important. But we can be serious here. Let's see if we got any thumbs up. No thumbs up, so I guess we won't talk serious. I had a few things to say, but you guys control the live feed. BB Truckin'. Shave your beard, old man. There is no shaving of this beard that will happen. I will be homeless. I'm trying to decide if I want to mess with being a YouTuber. I'd like to lend insight, but there's so many already. Adam, here's the deal, man. there's probably 1,000 YouTubers now that do the same thing I do, that have more information than I do, that are smarter than I am, have better equipment than I do, have better content than I do, have more time than I do. And I do it because I enjoy it for myself, and it's a good thing to show my family. And, you know, so like years from now, when I pass away, and if YouTube still exists, which probably will, because Google's going to rule the world, you know, my kids have something to watch me by, you know, or anybody in my remembrance. You know, it's like a friend of mine passed last week. You know, you go to the funeral page and there's nobody there, and it's kind of sad. You know, it's like I don't want to. You know, it's like we all think that it's good to be an introvert sometimes. You know, you want to get away from people, but you kind of need interaction. You know, you don't want to just be alone. You know what I mean? I mean, it's nice to be alone, collect your thoughts, and, you know, nice quiet walk in the woods or something. But anyways, back to YouTube. Do the YouTube for yourself. Don't worry about what other people are doing, as far as like, you know, originality is gone. So don't worry about being original. Originality is gone. The first vlogs that I did on my old channel back in 2009 imitated Trucker Steve, Tex Crowley as much as I could with what I had, you know, and Eskimo Sean, and those are the three guys that I mainly watched. And Journey 95, he was really one of the pioneers. I keep hearing rumors that he has passed away, but, you know, but he has a legacy, you know, and so that's what I try to imitate, you know, and then, you know, and so now with the live feeds and other things going on in my life, like the health and you know, being in the spot market, an owner operator, you know, it's kind of giving me more content. So I'm not just on the same on the road music videos, you know, that originally got me into this. And you're joining a community too. So if you come in all guns blazing with hatred towards other channels, like some of these other new guys, it's not going to do well for you. You're gonna burn really hot, really fast, and then you're done. Yeah, James Betch just said it. Don't build your channel on drama. It's temporary fame that will eventually regret. And that's the thing. It's like, it's hard to take the channel seriously when they do that stuff and they've only got like 100 subscribers, right? And, you know, there was a YouTuber that I saw that is not a normal circle, but he's the one that was like, hey, you know, being humble is a weakness, you know, and he's like just real judgmental. And it's like, dude, you've got 80 subscribers, you know, and you're learning this business just as much as anybody else. You know, what gives you the right to sit there and tell me what my weaknesses are? So, you know, and so drama creates emotion, and while a lot of empires are built off emotion, it'll drain you out and burn you out. So, you know, I know a few YouTubers that have gotten into that space and then they become depressed and they shut their channel down. You know, and it's not, you know, longevity. It's all about, you want to know the secret to success. One of the secrets, one of the ways to be successful at either business or YouTube or anything, right, is consistency. And, you know, I've been in business for close to 6 years now as an owner operator. Am I tearing it up? No. Am I driving a brand new W9? No. Do I have probably the highest income of the circle of people I know? No. but I'm genuinely happy. I've got a decent truck. I'm on my second truck, and I control almost everything, and I'm still here. And there were people that ran their business. They made so much money in so much time, but then where did it go? And they're gone, right? And so I got some longevity thing going. I've got this consistency going. You know, I've consistently grown every year, doing just a little bit better, a little bit better. It's not leaps and bounds. It's not some big revelation. I didn't have some big epiphany that oh, I found this freight base that is just going to score me gold for the next 2 years, so I could buy a brand new truck and then throw it all away. You know, it's not like that. And in this business, both YouTube and trucking, it's hard to find people who have been out here for a while now. You know, the average new driver out of CDL school lasts a year. That's it. That's the statistics. And it's not that we have a driver shortage, we have a driver retention problem. And, you know, and if you fail at being an owner operator and come back, it's all part of the game. You know, if I fail tomorrow, at least I tried, you know, but I held off as long as I could. And so, I mean, that's kind of how you have to look at it. You know, you make steps gradually every year. First year I bought a $50,000 truck and put it on with Landstar, learned all the headaches of self-dispatch, you know, dealing with brokers, you know, managing a business. The second year, had to make an adjustment. That's when I went to Schneider. Boom, now I got consistency. And now that program was working for me because it suited my needs. We're a good partner. But then the Peterbilt was like, you know what? We're going to take that extra money you're making and let's throw it out the window. Let's throw it into the turbo and all, you know, that truck nickel and dime me. So it was time to change trucks. And then next thing you know, I'm at Schneider with the T680, which is the first truck I originally wanted, but it wasn't in the used market at the time. And I enjoy this truck. I love this truck. And you know, and then the 2 years of consistency paid off, and then I got my own trailer and my own plate, you know, and all these naysayers that said I wasn't going to make it. There, you know, there's one guy that said I was, you know, I'm surprised Schneider because it's so easy to make money there. You don't know how to dispatch yourself. You're going to struggle in the spot market. Well, good. I want to struggle in the spot market. Why? Because it's going to make me a stronger owner operator, right? And, you know, it's through each struggle that we become stronger. And the two things, we're going to get serious since you guys didn't give me a thumbs up anyways. The two things that takes a man down. Two things. Arrogance and attitude. Those are your two biggest enemies, because life's going to throw a bunch of crap at you, okay? A lot of crap. You're going to have to persevere through some really bad stuff, and the only thing that's going to save you is your attitude. You can't be arrogant. You can't be like, oh, this is never going to happen to me. You know, look at 9/11. When that happened, everybody's like, oh, I can't believe that happened to us. Because we got complacent. You know, complacency breeds arrogance. You know, and arrogance makes you blind to what your true weaknesses are. And how can you solve your weaknesses and be a better person if you can't see them? That's arrogance. And you can have the biggest executives, top executives at the biggest corporations come crumbling down because of their arrogance. That's why being humble is not a weakness. Because just when you think you have your act together, something will prove you wrong. Something will come by and take you out. If you don't understand why it took you out, you know, and you have a crappy attitude, it's going to take you out. So there's my serious moment. There's your morning coffee thought. New YouTube needs to be concentrated on recorded videos. No one will sub when you're staring at the camera waiting for your 3 subs to show up. That's true, James Bass. James Bass has talked about that at length in his live feeds. Rick LP, what's up? Being happy is the most important part of success. Well, I think it's gratitude, Red Monkey. I think it's, you have to be proud of what you've accomplished, but I know a person that went from a high executive job to driving a truck, and he was happy. He was extremely happy. And even though he's making less money, and it's all about happiness. And that person's happy now. I quit doing regular videos because I wasn't enjoying it. There you go, Bandit. Anthony T. Anthony Whitty. How much do you owe on my truck? I tried to get the payoff last week, and I called MHC, and they're like, "Yeah, our computer's down, so call back Monday." And I haven't called back yet, but it's going to be it's going to be 20 grand or less. So I've got 1 year payments left. Good is the enemy of great. That's an interesting saying. Nothing witty. Expect the worst, trials, tribulations won't destroy you, right? Perfect is the enemy of done. CT Trucker, missed it? Ooh, I like that version too, right, Lane? Sitting in the door getting unloaded. I gotta pay attention to time here. It's gonna take me about 15 minutes to get to where I need to go. And I stumbled on some old trucking documentaries. Like there was one that followed this one truck and trucking company on a relay, and back then before the sleepers, 1952, and 5 drivers had to complete this load from California to Washington, and it was pretty cool. It's to see the mindset and how things have changed, but how a lot of things are the same. Find some old 70s trucking documentaries of the stuff that they were complaining about back then. But instead of Facebook and YouTube, we had this thing. You guys remember this thing? This thing here? This was your voice. Instead of going on Facebook complaining about your problems, you're at the counter at the truck stop complaining about your problems. But the problems have always been the same. Fuel tax, tolls, bad roads, bad shippers, customers, government regulations. That's been an ongoing battle since the beginning. And it's never going to change. It's never going to change. It's always going to be those same battles, and how you adapt to those battles. That's what's how you're going to survive. There's no war to win. A war is won through battles. You can't just come in and obliterate the place and expect something good out of it. No, you have to win the battles. You have to get in there strategically. And trucking is no different than any other industry as far as it's changed, but it hasn't. It's still the root several problems that we've always had. How do you adapt to that change? A friend of mine sent me a link to there's a 1998 W9 for 40 grand. It's a nice truck, but it'd be ELD exempt, and and somebody's looking at that truck and saying that's a perfect truck for them, and other people like me are looking at it and saying, man, I don't think I can make any money with that truck. There's liability with ELD. It's all about how I've adapted to this industry. And there golden days of trucking in the past? Yeah, but they dealt with the same issues that we do. It's just a different way. It's only failure when you give up. That's excellent, Timmy. Good as the stepping stone to great. This is Kevin, wife Provost. Good morning. Yeah, but arrogance hasn't always been there. Yeah, I think, yeah, you're right. Arrogance happens when you don't keep your ego in check. I've already talked about that, right? That's true too, Kevin or Ollie. My verse is just a comment in the dangers of complacency. I heard to the replay the other day, Zello is a few miles behind you on 44 when the wreck happened. Anthony, that wreck, yeah, we must have been on the interstate the same as that time, because if you were caught behind it, I was literally in front of it. I'm surprised I didn't see it in my mirror, to be honest with you, because as soon as I got on the interstate, started driving along, and all of a sudden I heard the CB, back down, and I'm looking for taillights, and there's none. And I guess a Penske truck had flipped over, and yeah, and that would have been bad news, because I'd be in Kansas City by 2 o'clock, and I got there at like 1:45. I cut it close because I had to get fuel, which to the Crete driver that I made mad because he thought I didn't, have enough time to get across. I'm sorry that your life sucks. He had to curse at me on the CB radio, and you must just really hate driving in the Northeast if traffic annoys you that much. Just saying. I've already been told I'll fail at Schneider. Got screwed my last 2 weeks at FedEx because I gave up on his notice. Tried to be the best employee I can. I got effed up and pulled off. My dedicated. Regular videos began to feel too much like work to me. And Bandit, I think that's why I tried going to the phone format, because it just made it easier. Because when I do a vlog with the GoPro, I've got to take it out of the camera, put it on my computer, put it all together, edit. I don't like doing that in the truck for some reason. The only time I really do that in the truck is so if I'm doing a 34 somewhere, or if I've got a lot, like if I deliver it on Saturday, I don't pick up till Monday or something like that, or I deliver Saturday morning, don't pick up till Sunday morning, so I got a lot of time. And so, but I need to have my computer open because I need to keep up with my numbers and computer stuff anyway. So I thought, well, it'd be a good excuse to open the computer up. But I've been extremely lazy here the last couple of weeks. And I think a lot of that's because I've been sitting a lot because of weather and poor load planning on my part. And I'm sure that, anybody looking at my numbers is like, what the hell are you doing, Steve? But I think I'm doing fairly good for what January can bring sometimes. The rates seem to be holding steady a little bit. They're trying to lower them, but whenever you ask for more money, they're actually taking it. So I'm the big January fall that I predicted is not happening. So yes, so that's good. My dad was trucking during what might have been the golden days and also getting shot at down south. Right. That's true. I've heard that story. He was a Teamster, right? He's driving along on a road and someone shot his steer tires. Just for no reason. So, money quote, 1 year equals 365 opportunities. There you go. Broke my high e-learning more than a feeling. Oh no, Kevin, do you have spares? Super glad he went live. Well, you're welcome, Right Lane. I'm not late for my load. I got 15 minutes and I got to get out of here, and then James Best can kind of take over. My coffee is getting kind of cold in here. Now, I got like a bigger cup, poured the rest in my metal cup, and then got some snacks. This TA here in Stratford has cottage cheese and boiled eggs, and so I grabbed a couple of those. They're redoing the whole inside, so it's kind of annoying in there. I'll tell you what, man, I sat here. Here, I'll show you guys where I'm at. Here's a PSA for you. I'm sitting across from a fuel island. Perfect straight backing spot for people next to me. Okay? While sitting here on the phone, looking at low boards and stuff like that, I'm seeing people go 50 miles an hour through here. And there was one guy as I was backing into this spot, because I went through the fuel line, got fuel, and then I came back around. And it's obvious what I'm doing, right? And this guy was grabbing gears over on this end like he was on fire. I had to slam on my brakes, and he had to slam on his brakes. And so now we're motioning to each other to go. And so I would motion him to go, and he'd motion me to go, and then we'd sit there for a second, and then I'd go, and then we'd both go at the same time. So now we're playing a dance, right? And so I finally stopped, set my brakes on the CB, and said, "Go ahead, man." So he got off like a bat out of hell. And then someone watching the whole thing go down was like cursing at that guy on the CB, which I'm surprised the guy didn't come back around and say, "What'd you say about me?" Because, you know, it could have looked like I said it. But I'm watching people just, you know, and it's crazy because this whole stretch right here, if you got somebody who's trying to get in the shop positioning in this place sucks. It's a small 2-bay thing, and if you're getting a trailer tire, you're probably backing into one of the bays. And I've seen so many close calls of people trying to get in the shop from people darting in and out. It's kind of dangerous. It really is. Coffee there, Sleepy Joe. Watched Richard Christie last night. Yeah, he was at some event for Kansas City, which is probably his dream gig. That boy is a Kansas City fan, both the Chiefs and the Jayhawks and the Royals, you know, but he's one of the top drummers. Got a few hours before I can pick up, but trying to get a new plan running. Right, and, you know, and James Best has talked about that. That's part of that adapting, right? It's like he tried one strategy, it wasn't working, so he's going to try another. Then he's going to evaluate the two. You know, it's a constant state of strategy. You know, and anybody who's self-dispatched, I don't care if it's Landstar, Schneider, Spot Market. You know, one strategy might work awesome for a month, and then it'll disappear. You know, that freight will disappear for a minute. So you got to re-strategize, and it's how you adjust to make those adjustments and being, I'm not gonna say smart enough, but being open-minded and the ability to see. You know, when someone goes, "Oh, here's a hot lane," don't ask what that hot lane is. Ask how they found that hot lane. You know. Surround yourself by winners, not losers. That's what I try to do. Yeah, any drummer that can play Tom Sawyer is a good drummer in my book. There is a, you know, this might go over some of your heads, but there's a band I really like called Halloween, and they have a song like back in 1987. It was called Eagle Fly Free, and this Amy Kim, she does drum covers, and she killed it. And I didn't realize how intricate that song was, because the audio recording of the song on you know, back in 1987, the drums aren't very clear, not to like today's standards. I didn't realize how hard that song was to play, you know, as a person who's dabbled in drums. You know, I was like, wow, it takes a lot of endurance for that song. Willie Rains, what's up? So anyways, any more comments, questions, or concerns before I go? GNC, family truck, didn't see in here. Don't fall in love with any lane, right? Like, okay, so everybody's dream is dedicated account, right? You would be hard pressed to find a dedicated account that's been around for more than a year or 2 years. And if you do find one, it's going to be a mega carrier like Schneider, doing Walmart, something like that. And even then, everything's different. As an owner operator, you're not going to find that stuff. I mean, you're going to find it for a minute. Like, for example, there's a certain digital broker that has these loads from Branson to Fulton. I got like 5 of them up today. Obviously, Fulton, Missouri, Dollar General is loading up on charcoal, right? And that's what you find. The big box stores like Walmart, Dollar General, Family Dollar, they'll load up on one thing, one area to build up for a season. Obviously, we're coming up on barbecue season. And guys, the stuff for spring is shipping now, okay? The stuff for spring is shipping now, except for agricultural stuff like plants and stuff like that. But the other stuff is shipping now, okay? And so obviously, if you had a slew of trucks for the next 2 weeks, you're going to be able to go to Branson and take a load to Fulton, right? And you can literally do that back and forth. But it's gonna stop. Eventually, Dollar General Fulton will have enough charcoal, and it'll be done. Just like the water, I was doing steady water loads out of Oklahoma City going to Fulton, and it stopped, gone. Couldn't even find the broker that had them anymore. And so my strategy of doing Missouri to Texas paying really good, Texas to Oklahoma paying really good, and then taking a small little bit of hit going from Oklahoma back to Missouri was working really well, and then it stopped. Boom, just like that. And that's then I had to figure something else out. Now I go to Oklahoma, and there's that one trip that I go to Oklahoma, I'm like, crap, there's nothing out here. And then I get bit, right? So you got to be able to survive a day of no revenue. You got to be able to survive those learning moments. You got to be able to survive when you're dedicated lane. And I saw that at Schneider all the time. I know guys that call me up and say, dude, my Frito-Lay stuff has just completely disappeared. I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, there are a couple of people over there that really know how to look at a low board, at the Schneider low board, and really kind of be able to make anything work out of any area, just by how they look at it. All the videos that Jeffrey Like's been doing with the 1-2 low board, the valuable lesson with that is that you can see his mindset on how he looks at a low board. Okay, now granted, he's not truck now, he's not in the trenches with us, except on occasion, but he still looks at a low board, and he has the skill set because he's been self-dispatched for most of the time that he's been an owner operator. So he's got the skill set to take a look at a low board and utilize everything about it. And so when you watch Jeff's 1-2-3 low board videos, pay attention to the mindset. Pay attention to how he looks at things and how he looks at the numbers. That is the true lesson of those videos. Do I still drink Altura when I can? I don't have it now. I watched an overhead of Richard Christie playing it, and I had no idea it was that good. I only knew him from Howard and a musician second. No, Richard got to start in music. He's toured the world. Look Up Death, Iced Earth. He's one of the top metal drummers. When Howard Stern's done, he'll have a career in drumming. I clicked on a Jeff Porco video. It's amazing. Intricate drum tracks sit way too low in the mix, and you never realize how good it is because everything else enhances on the track, right? Let's see. Work is always slow in January, February, right, Michael? And so, you know, you got to prepare for that. I'm surprised Pale Rider's here. I heard he and Snowroller hate each other. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer, right, Pale Rider? Look at Nothing Woody trying to stir things up. Right lane, good insights. It's a never-ending puzzle, right? Crazy, I knew those bands my whole life and never put it together was him. Well, Adam, he's only been on 2 Iced Earth albums towards the latter part, and then he was on Death's last album. And Monty Pittman is a solo guitarist that puts out solo albums. Really good heavy metal stuff. And Richard's on that, and then of course his own band, Charred Walls of the Damned. So, which he got from one of them call-in pranks to one of those religious shows. You're recording this for a future exposing video. Is Jeff Light going to grow the company? What are his plans? Yes. I believe we got one on the burner, and then I think after Matt's is when he's going to start adding more owner ops. So, anyways, guys, we're about done. Glad to see one of the guys show up. That's cool. I love the troll name accounts. They've been very creative. BB Trucking, thank you. Be safe, guys. Slow down in the parking lots, man. This ain't the Indy 500. This ain't NASCAR. You know, this ain't Talladega. It's a truck stop. You know, people get killed, people get run over. I fear for my life when I go into that building there. But it's time for me to go to work. It's time for me to do something today. So, wrong business for being in a hurry. Right, because, I don't know. Yes, the other day I was in a hurry up to Kansas City, but I still wasn't going to do anything unsafe. And, you know, it's good to have some pressure on you, but dang, you know, if you're running so tight that if you don't get to this customer by X amount of clock, you know, and you're going to sit for 2 days, it's better than crashing into somebody and not making it there at all. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and survive. See ya.